This time we're going to put the tie down at the beginning instead of the end. The tie down at the beginning. So what we're going to do here is use the tie down first, but this time we're going to pause. And this is a planned pause. We're doing it on purpose because it's going to give impact to what we say. What I'm trying to do with the pause here is I'm trying to get my customer's attention. What I don't want sometimes is my customers wandering around inside or outside the RV while I'm trying to get things done. Now what I'm doing here is closing. So by pausing for impact, I'm going to get my customer's attention so that they will proactively listen to me and the question. And then I'm going to allow them to answer. So here's our tie downs again. So we're going to tie down first, we're going to pause for impact, then we're going to have the body of the question, and we're going to let the customer answer. So let's see what those look like. Doesn't it make a great difference having the kitchen at the rear? So doesn't it is my tie down, and you see that's at the beginning of the question. And where I've got the asterisk is where I can put a planned pause for impact. Now, depending on your sentence, you may be able to put a planned pause in different places. And as you come up with some examples in this exercise, you can actually play around with where you put the pause and see which one has the most impact. Remember, guys and gals, this takes lots and lots of practice to get good at. Doesn't it make a difference, pause, having the kitchen at the rear? I'm trying to grab my customer's attention to get them to focus on the question. Because if they give me a no answer, I'm okay with that. I've got an objection and I can clean it up now. And if they give me a yes answer, I'm okay with that. They like the kitchen at the rear and I can build value in it. Here's another one. Wouldn't you agree the large fresh water tank will make your vacations more enjoyable? Now I just ran right through it, but watch it with a pause. Wouldn't you agree the large fresh water tank is going to make your vacations more enjoyable? By putting in the planned pause with a wouldn't you, especially with the word agree, the customer's about to agree to something. Do you think he's going to pay attention to what I'm saying? He's talking to a salesman. Of course he is. Wouldn't you agree the large fresh water tank will make your vacations more enjoyable? Come up with 3 to 5 questions on your own, each one of you that's watching this, and practice with the tie down at the beginning and a planned pause. And if you have the type of a sentence where you can move that pause to 2 different places perhaps, go ahead and experiment and see which one would have the most impact with the customer. The last way we're going to use tie downs is with bridging statements, and this is another ingredient into our mix here. So here's some bridging words. What I mean by bridges are typically a way for you as a salesperson to transition or to move from one subject matter to another smoothly. So for example, if the customer starts talking about price in the first few minutes, I don't want to start talking price, especially numbers or anything detailed in pricing. So what I need to do is acknowledge and address the price, for example, and then use one of these bridging statements to move on. I'm going to bypass with bridges, in other words. These are bypass statements to talk about things at a more appropriate time. That's the typical use of a bridging word. For today, though, we're going to use it to get our customers' attention, and bridging words have a tendency, when used correctly, to build curiosity and interest from the customer. So it's kind of like having the tie down at the beginning, where we're going to get the customer's attention before we actually say what we're going to say. So here's some bridges. By the way, be happy to, in addition to, in a relationship to, when deciding on, as far as, considering, when thinking of, no problem, furthermore, when speaking of, when deciding on, tell me, as well as a matter of fact, and also. So let's throw these into our mix here. So we're going to start with a bridge, and right in this next part we're going to insert the customer's concern or the customer's question. So basically right here is whatever it is we're talking about at that particular moment during the presentation. And now we're going to put the tie down mid-sentence, and here's our tie downs to refresh your memory. So a bridge, whatever we're talking about, then the tie down, then the question, and then we're going to be quiet and we're going to listen. So there's the sequence, and it's very easy. You'll see in the example. We got a bridge first, whatever we're talking about, tie it down in mid-sentence and the body of the question, and allow the customer to answer. So here's some example. As far as the interior features go, can't you see where this will be an improvement over what you have now? See, we also have a pause in there, don't we, for more impact. So our bridging statement here is as far as, in this particular case, our concern or question or the element that we're talking about is the interior features in this case, and can't you is the tie down. And then we're going to wrap it up with a question mark, of course. As far as the interior features go, there's my attention grabber. Can't you see where this will be an improvement of what you have now? And I'm typically going to get a yes or a no, and I'm going to maximize the potential no matter what the response. Here's another one. When looking at your family's needs, don't you think this floor plan is going to work for you? When looking at your family's needs, don't you think this floor plan is going to work for you? When looking at is your bridge, family's needs is the topic, and don't you is the tie down. So by using the tie downs, can't you and don't you, in the middle, we're demanding an answer in a certain direction. When looking at your family's needs, don't you think that this floor plan is going to work for you? So now come up with 3 to 5 questions and use bridging statements at the beginning and a tie down in the middle. This is kind of tricky, but when you get good at all of these, you've got a well-rounded vocabulary in language for constantly closing. Everybody's heard of ABC, always be closing. My experience is very few people actually close all the time. Tie downs and tag-ons properly and effectively used at the beginning, middle, and ending of the sentence allows you to close constantly. My name is Chuck Morgan. I hope you have enjoyed this brief lesson on tie downs and tag-ons. There's a little bit more to it, but we don't have time for that in this brief blog post. I want to invite you to go to www.rvsalestraining.com. That's my sales training website, and I want you to look into all the in-house sales and management training programs that we have available for sales and managers. Also our audio CD and DVD sales training programs on our product page, and our phone skills and RV show selling PowerPoints that are brand new for us, and check those out. You can also call our office for more information or to schedule training at 1-888-338-7355. That's 9 to 5 Pacific time. 1-888-338-7355. My name is Chuck Morgan. Have a great day.